Donald Trump's time in office stirred passionate responses across political and religious lines. Among his backers were several Catholic priests who stepped into the spotlight. From mobilizing voters to openly supporting his policies, these clergy members became outspoken champions of Trump's vision, creating waves of debate within the church. In this video, we'll dive into the Catholic priests who supported Trump, their reasons, and how they influenced his connection to the Catholic community. Now let's take a look. Number 1. Father Jason Charin. Since 2008, Father Jason Charin has served as a priest in the Ukrainian Catholic Church and as pastor at Holy Trinity Ukrainian Catholic Church in Carnegie, Pennsylvania. He is also leading efforts to build the Holy Protection of the Mother of God Shrine in Pittsburgh, a project meant to honor Our Lady for the overturning of Roe v. Wade and to serve as penance for the sin of abortion. As a married priest in the Ukrainian Catholic Church, Charon balances his ministry with family life alongside his wife and 7 children. On July 13, 2024, Father Charon delivered the opening prayer at a Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Shortly after, an attempt was made on Donald Trump's life, leaving the former president nearly fatally injured. Reflecting on the event, Charon noted how it impacted him, expressing concern over the extreme demonization of Trump by some groups. He stated, "There's a segment of our society that has so vilified Donald Trump, regardless of their politics, to see him as subhuman or evil incarnate. This is an obstacle to a well-ordered society built on trusting relationships." Number 2. Father James Altman. Father James Altman rose to national prominence in 2020 with his viral video, "You Cannot Be Catholic and a Democrat," where he harshly criticized Democratic policies, particularly on abortion, and called for Catholics to support Donald Trump. His bold statements were praised by many conservative Catholics, who saw him as a defender of religious and pro-life values. However, his rhetoric also drew significant backlash, with some accusing him of politicizing the faith and creating division within the church. Despite the controversy, Father Altman stood firm in his views, insisting that his message was consistent with Catholic teaching. His parish attracted both supporters who admired his uncompromising stance and detractors who called for disciplinary action against him. Altman's case highlighted the growing tensions within the church over politics and how clergy should engage in public discourse. Number 3. Father Chad Ripperger. In November 2024, Father Chad Ripperger, a renowned Catholic exorcist and theologian, was observed at Mar-a-Lago, the residence of President-elect Donald Trump. Earlier that year in September, Father Ripperger had composed a prayer consecrating the 2024 U.S. presidential election to the Blessed Virgin Mary, seeking divine guidance for the nation's future. While his presence at Mar-a-Lago sparked discussions about potential spiritual support for the incoming administration, there is no public information confirming any direct interaction between Father Ripperger and President-elect Trump during this visit. Some observers have speculated that his visit might symbolize a call for spiritual guidance amidst the complexities of political leadership. Number 4. Father John Zuhlsdorf. Father John Zuhlsdorf, widely known as Father Z, is a traditionalist Catholic priest and influential blogger who often praised Donald Trump's presidency. Through his popular blog and sermons, Zuhlsdorf expressed strong support for Trump's stances on religious liberty and pro-life issues, aligning them with Catholic values. He frequently criticized the Democratic Party's platform, describing it as incompatible with church teaching. Farz's outspoken support for Trump earned him a loyal following among conservative Catholics, but also stirred controversy within the church. Some saw his views as polarizing and overly political, while others applauded him for defending traditional values. Despite the criticism, Zuhlsdorf continued to use his platform to advocate for what he considered moral clarity in the political arena. Number 5. Archbishop Jerome E. Listecki. Archbishop Listecki delivered the opening prayer at the 2024 Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. In his prayer, he asked for guidance for leaders, saying, "Grant our elected officials and candidates the wisdom to protect freedoms, uphold democracy, and govern with fairness, placing the nation's good above personal interests." He also addressed the tragic events of the Butler, Pennsylvania rally, praying, "Receive your servant Cory Comparator and bring healing to those injured as they stood for our democratic process." Number 6. Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano. Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, an Italian Catholic leader, served as Apostolic Nuncio to the United States from 2011 to 2016, and held key roles in Vatican administration, including Secretary General of the Governorate of Vatican City State. In 2020, he expressed support for Donald Trump in a letter, describing a battle between the children of light and the children of darkness, the latter aiming to undermine family and national values. Trump responded by saying, "So honored by Archbishop Vigano's incredible letter to me. I hope everyone, religious or not, reads it." Number 7. Bishop Joseph Strickland. Bishop Joseph Strickland of Tyler, Texas, became one of the most prominent Catholic voices supporting Donald Trump during his presidency. Known for his unwavering pro-life stance, Strickland frequently praised Trump's efforts to protect the unborn and promote religious freedom. On social media and in public statements, he urged Catholics to pray for the president and endorsed policies he believed aligned with Catholic teaching. Strickland's vocal support for Trump made him a polarizing figure within the Catholic Church. While many conservative Catholics admired his courage in taking a public stand, others criticized him for appearing to blur the line between faith and partisan politics. Regardless of the criticism, Strickland remained steadfast, advocating for a church that engages actively in defending life and liberty. Number 8. Father Frank Pavone. Born in 1959, Father Frank Pavone joined the Salesian Order before transitioning to the Archdiocese of New York. Over time, he became a prominent figure in the pro-life movement, serving as the National Director of Priests for Life, Chairman of Rachel's Vineyard Project, and President of the National Pro-Life Religious Council. In 2020, he played an active role in Donald Trump's presidential campaign, joining the Catholic Advisory Board and serving as national co-chair of Pro-Life Voices for Trump. While the Vatican's Congregation for the Clergy requested he avoid using official titles in the campaign, Pavone continued to advise and advocate. In 2022, the Vatican defrocked him, citing blasphemous social media posts and disobedience to his bishop, charges confirmed in a canonical proceeding. Number 9. Fathers Christopher Lebsack, Garrett Nelson, and Ryan Erlenbush. In July 2018, Donald Trump held a rally in Great Falls, Montana, where over 3 Catholic priests in black clerical garb stood prominently behind him. Their attendance sparked public controversy, with critics deeming it inappropriate for clergy to appear at a partisan event in religious attire. Bishop Michael Warfel of the Great Falls Billings Diocese later requested that the priests refrain from wearing clerical clothing at political gatherings. Father Garrett Nelson, one of the priests, clarified, "I in no way intended my presence to be a full-fledged endorsement from the Catholic Church for the president. The purpose for me being there is I'm pro-life." Despite the backlash, Nelson defended his choice, saying, "My priesthood is my identity. It's not just a job, it's who I am." Number 10. Cardinal Timothy Dolan. Cardinal Timothy Dolan has maintained a visible connection to Donald Trump, becoming a notable figure in the former president's circle. Trump invited Dolan to deliver the opening prayer at his January 20th inauguration, following Dolan's similar role at the 2020 Republican National Convention. Over the years, the two have interacted frequently, including at the Al Smith dinner, where presidential candidates traditionally gather. Dolan has publicly acknowledged Trump's faith, remarking that he takes his Christian faith seriously. In 2020, Trump hosted a call with over 600 Catholic leaders nationwide, praising Dolan as a great gentleman and a great friend of mine, while emphasizing his respect for the Cardinal's guidance. Dolan humorously reflected on their frequent conversations, saying he was honored to be the leadoff batter and noting that his 90-year-old mother in Missouri jokes, "I call you more than I call her." So, what are your thoughts on the surprising connections between Catholic clergy and Donald Trump? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing stories about religion and history.